Drinking again.
Welcome back again to the Harris is Drinking Again podcast. I'm your host, Harry Too Scary, man. Like, what's the percentage of, like, would you say, Phillip, like, military wives are more faithful and loyal than your just average non-American citizen housewife? Or is it, you know? Because I've heard stories, even when I was like, just my experience on the fishing boat, I heard stories of men. One dude specifically, man, I got a couple stories, so cold, but once when my first time on the boat, young cat, maybe my age, 21, 22, leaves. This dude's from Portland, older cat from Cleveland, Ohio, man, on the boat. They both couldn't make it, so they quit like the first or second week because the dude from Cleveland had no plan. He was planning to go back with all this money and all this stuff. The dude in Portland looked out for him, let him stay at his place. Long story short, 2 weeks later, the dude, the young guy who got off the boat, is back on the boat, fucking head hurt. The guy he had just met a couple weeks prior basically fucked his wife within that 2 week period. The girl kicked the other dude out.
Welcome to the military.
Let the other guy stay. And yo, we were clowning him. I said, bro, just 2 weeks ago you were here, you know. I said, what a woman lit, and it was the coldest shit I've ever heard in my life, man. Yeah. Cleveland wow. Cat, man. So anytime I ever meet a dude from Cleveland or Chicago, one of those slick motherfuckers.
So let me say this. I've been in for 21 years now as of May. I've been cheated on by every woman I've ever been with except for two. Every one of them. So the chick I was with when I deployed back in 2004, like we were engaged to be married and everything, and fucking like 4 weeks into it, I get a call from my buddy who's a sheriff back home. He was like, hey man, I just saw your girl with this guy who was my best friend at the time. They were rolling around together. I was like, was his wife with him? Because he was married. And he was like, no, it was just them. I was like, okay. So I email her, and I only get time on the computer for 1 hour a week. I get 10-minute phone call. Like, I basically have to go wait in line and I can get a 10-minute phone call. When that 10 minutes is up, whether they answer or not, you get back in line. The best time to go is like 3 a.m. You go stand in line. Prison, yo. Yeah. The best time to go was at like 2 or 3 in the morning. So that's when me and my buddy would walk over to the MWR center. It was like a mile away from where we slept. So we'd walk for a fucking mile on these giant fucking like cobblestone fucking rocks that they made all the roads out of. It was like gravel that they didn't actually finish pulverizing. And so we'd walk over there at 2 or 3 in the morning, wait for 15-20 minutes to get a phone, call, hopefully they fucking answer. Like, my family always answered, but my ex, fuck man, I was lucky if I got that bitch to answer. And I was always calling at the times that she told me to call at because I knew her work schedule. And so whenever I did get her answer, I was like, hey, I heard you were rolling around with so-and-so. And she was like, well, yeah, he was taking me to an appointment. I was like, why? We have a car. She was like, well, he was just helping me out because I didn't feel comfortable about it. I was like, okay, why didn't you get Alicia to take you instead? His wife. And she was like making up just all these excuses and over and over and over. So finally, my buddy, who's the sheriff, actually saw them like making out one day. The only place to hang out in Monroe, Louisiana is the fucking mall. Like, that place is a shithole. I fucking hate that state. But, and I was just like, what? And so the next time I get a hold of her, I was like, hey, Wade fucking saw you doing this. And she was like, I don't want to be with you anymore. I'm breaking up with you and blah, blah, blah. And yeah, I've been fucking him for blah, 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 blah months and blah, blah, blah. Well, I got pissed off, obviously. You know, I'm like, this is fucking bullshit. You're a fucking whore. Fuck you. So what did she do? She burned, for me having the nerve to get mad at her, she burned everything I fucking owned in the front yard.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So when I came home from Afghanistan to Louisiana, I fucking moved home to Utah with nothing. I had the uniforms in my duffel bag, my rucksack, and the fucking one pair of civilian clothes I was allowed to take with me over on the phone.